Hey, it's Matt and Kenny from the Bronx. How you guys doing? Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here. It's good to be back super close to home. You know, I know you two are native San Diegans, but
yeah. This is kind of an adopted home for the Bronx.
It is.
And that's even before Kenny was in the band. What was the connection between the Bronx and San Diego? I think Rocket from the Crypt was one connection.
Yeah, Rocket was definitely one connection. And I just think that as you know, just being a Southern California kid, as you go south, there's way more of a connection than when you go north. You know what I mean? Like it's just for me, like Los Angeles and Orange County and San Diego, they all kind of feel like part of the same family, you know, even though they might not get along all the time, you know, but it still feels like it's the
you
backyard.
Stole our football team.
Well,
not
I mean,
you personally.
you know, you guys, I don't know.
I don't want to get into it.
It has a lot of money.
I got that football money.
Him and Bon Jovi, Bon Jovi.
I believe it. Football money. Fifth studio album.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Crazy.
And they're all self-titled, right?
Yeah.
Technically. So,
I thought you said Fish.
What's that?
I thought you said Fish.
Fish?
Fish studio album.
No, fifth.
Fifth.
It might be the Thorn
PH.
Rock the Pail at this point. You know, it's always interesting to start drinking on an empty stomach at noon.
Yeah.
I'm good, though. I'm good. I would have nothing else but have some great beer while I'm watching the Bronx.
There you go.
Sold out show in San Diego. Did a session for us. Your original demo EP was recorded by Gilby Clarke, right?
Yeah. The first record is basically a mix of demos. That was I think 6 were done by Gilby and 3 or 4 were done by Bo Burchell in his garage in Costa Mesa. So we actually started the record with Bo. And then as things kind of took off, we had like 3 songs and people were really into it. We needed to finish the record. We finished the record with Gilby. And it was awesome. Yeah, it was great. In his little studio inside of his house. It was awesome.
I remember because I've been able to do radio for quite a few years. And, of course, we've talked about this. Sean from Nitro Records, a guy with no thumbs, gave me one of your records. You were actually an intern for Dexter's record label at Offspring for a while.
Yeah, I was, man. It was a cool little gig too, and at the time it was obviously, you know, it wasn't like a monumental gig or anything like that, but at the time it was life-changing for me because I had been working this job that was paying me a decent amount of money. Like they've gotten in through a friend of a friend into like, you know, mortgage loan shit, you know, and I was like just hating every second of it. And I just kind of saw my life just turning into something terrible. And I canned the whole thing. I remember I called my mom. I was like, hey, I hate my life. I'm quitting my job. I'm getting an internship. And she's like, go for it. It's all good.
How old were you?
Like, I don't know. At the time,
I was a 30-year-old intern because I made kind of a similar life change.
It was definitely like mid-20s type thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know. I just didn't know. It just didn't feel right, you know. But it ended up being, even though it was just literally just, you know, going through music that got sent into the label and just listening to stuff and, you know, making fun of like terrible bands or you know, finding new cool bands, you know. It was a super minimal responsibility. But it just changed my whole mindset into diving in 100% into like just music, you know, the industry, everything, like 360, you know. So it was a big moment for me actually, and I really I'm stoked that I have that time to kind of look back on. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Sean Thumbs, for that one. Was he the guy that gave you kind of the gig at first?
Yeah. It was him, and that everyone over there at that time was just super cool, man. Super nice people, and there was I was doing a whole bunch of random stuff at that time. Sean was doing a radio show too that I was like helping him out with, and it was good times, man. It was cool.
You're in it. I love it. How did you discover Kenny from the Dragons, a band I've seen more than I can't even count how many times I've seen. Truly one of the greatest rock and roll bands to ever exist in the world.
Absolutely.
Specifically also San Diego. But how did you guys connect, Kenny? Where does this come from?
The Dragons played the very first Bronx show at the Troubadour.
Okay.
Was that U.S. Bombs?
Yeah, U.S. Bombs headline, and then it was an opening band, Bronx Dragons, and then U.S. Bombs. And it's 15 years ago, next month, November 2002.
Wow. When was the last Dragons show?
2014, I think.
2014. Of course, bass player passed away.
Anniversary, I think.
Rest in peace, Steve Rodriguez. We will never get to see the Dragons again, unfortunately. I don't think you'd want to do it without him, right?
Yeah.
No guest appearances from Andrew McKeague or somebody else. I mean, that's just kind of something. You can find it on YouTube, right? You saw the Dragons a bunch of times, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enough to ask him to be in your band. How did that conversation go? Is phone call, just over beers?
It was
email.
Was it Joby who sent you that? Yeah, I mean,
we jammed one time.
Yeah, we were jamming. We had our eyes set on Ken. It was love at first sight. You know,
I believe it. Me too.
You know, I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to not fall in love with him when you look at him. You know, but
we jammed together first, and then when the second album came out, they asked me to join. So.
Yeah. And of course, you're Mariachi El Bronx as well.
Yeah.
That comes out of you guys not wanting to do radio like acoustic things as the Bronx.
Yeah.
But I saw that you guys just did an acoustic thing
had
as
to
the
do
Bronx,
it.
huh?
We finally
was that
had to
just
do one.
recently in the first time?
Yeah, it was super recent, and it was one of those things that we kind of came about while we were on tour, and we were like, all right, let's just do it, you know, because I mean, it's like, you know, with the new record out, you know, I mean, we're stoked on the new record, so anytime, you know, you got to be careful, you know, you don't want to obviously say yes to everything, but you also just can't get in that mindset of like, you know, flipping the bird all the time to people who are just trying to fucking, you know, get people to see the band, you know, whatever way, shape, or form it is. So it's not something that we're gonna do a lot, you know, or that we're particularly into. But every now and then you gotta, you know, shake stuff up for a little bit. So it was kind of cool. We did a couple songs.
Like when Kiss took their makeup off.
That's exactly what it is.
Sorry.
Exactly.
What about Mariachi El
acoustic
Bronx?
jam.
Did that still new music in the future?
Yeah. It's going. It's still alive and well. It's just something that we had to kind of like transition because we were coming off of Mariachi 3, you know, going into Bronx 5. So. I
think it's one of the most genius marketing schemes in rock and roll. I don't like. It seems like mariachi can be as in demand sometimes as the Bronx, right?
Oh, 100%.
How often do they ask for both on a bill? I've seen that happen occasionally, right?
A lot.
Is that something you're willing to do or prefer not to do?
It depends on the situation. I mean, we're always down to do it. You know, I mean, it's like it's
just want to
part
rock.
of the it's part of the thing too. We understand how special it is and how different the bands are. So. Any opportunity we get to do something weird or different like that, we're all about it. You know,
you guys are weird and different. I
Oh,
love it.
yeah.
You lost your longtime drummer. Was that all cool? I hear he might be at the show tonight.
No, yeah, he's gonna come down tonight. Yeah, it's all good, man. It was just, you know, things get strained in relationships when you're, you know, when you're going at it for, you know, 15 years and touring, and it was all good. It was just something that, you know, going forward, it was just better for both of us to just kind of, you know, part ways. And he's got an awesome gig going in Eagles now. Eagles of Death Metal. So he's stoked. He's good. And we got nothing but love for him, you know.
And your drummer is the son of...
David Hidalgo. Yeah, David Hidalgo Jr., son of David Hidalgo from Los Lobos.
Yeah.
And, you know...
that's all part of the community you guys come from, kind of,
It's
right?
all part of the world. I mean,
went to high school together.
Yeah, we went to high school together, and his younger brother, Vince, plays guitarone. In mariachi,
right?
And also kind of randomly fills in for Joby on electric guitar when Joby can't do Bronx stuff. So it feels really cool to have, you know, kind of the same squad that you grew up with, like watching as we all kind of became like, you know, professional musicians,
sure.
You know. So
but it's a family.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's rad, and it makes making music. You know, just fun all the time, and it's like it's not really a trip because you know we know everybody, you know, in and out. So, you know, we can bust each other's balls. We can tell each other when, you know, someone's not, you know, holding up their end of the deal or whatever. We can keep each other accountable, and it's all just based on the friendship. So it makes things work a lot better, you know.
David was in the Prids, right? Is that his other band, or who was in the Prids from the Bronx? Isn't somebody?
No.
Nobody's in that band. Okay.
No, you just made that up.
I did, huh?
What band did you say?
I'm probably remembering incorrectly. I saw him play at Alex's bar.
Well, he does sit in for a lot of
What's
stuff.
that?
He does sit in for a lot of stuff.
Okay. No, but it was another band kind of associated with
Drips.
You. The Drips. I'm sorry. See, that's my dyslexia coming in. So I say the Prids, the Drips. And by the way, the Prids are a local band, but that is my dyslexia coming through.
Now the Drips was...
You were supposed to make that connection for me.
Dude, I was buried.
Again, thank you, Thorn Brewing.
I was buried deep in Vegas last night, so don't expect me
it's
to
all good.
put
I was at a
anything
show
together
too.
for you.
Anyway, he was in that band.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Drips was it's Vincent and David and myself and Joby, and then we have Tony.
And that's before the Bronx, right? Or no?
Yeah. Yes, but not like
And they have a career
not like way before
in the UK, right?
What's that?
Didn't the band have some kind of thing happen
We did
for
one
them in the
UK tour, yeah, and it was an enormous success.
Okay, all right.
No, it was cool, and we still eventually we'll get to another record,
Okay.
but it's like, with everything Bronx has got going on right now, we're just gonna kind of steamroll that, and if we get to the point where we need to make another record, we'll figure out if it's going to be, Bronx, El Bronx, or the Drips. But
no, it's all right. Stick with the Bronx and
yeah,
Mariachi.
yeah.
I enjoy it too.
Yeah,
I'm all about the visceral feel of a Bronx show.
Yeah.
And you in the audience sweating with all of us, and
Yes.
it's something that people need to witness and experience that doesn't really get captured by a studio thing. You got to go see the Bronx live, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I mean, live music has always been, my favorite part about this whole existence is playing live. So, for all of us, it's an opportunity to just kind of, let everything out and have a blast. And it's kind of the main, especially when you're on tour, it's like the main point of every single day, So you're just waiting for that moment, to be able to get on stage and plug in and play and scream and just, make people go crazy. So we love it.
I'm glad you made that decision in your life, and I'm hopeful that your parents are happy as well that you made that decision.
It could be a millionaire right now, It could be the mortgage king, You never know.
The mortgage king. Not the mortgage king. And Kenny, I love you like a brother, and you've been a friend of mine for so long, and it's so great that you're connected and touring the world. You guys are heading off to Australia soon, so thanks for taking time with us. Pick up the new album, ATL Records, The Bronx 5 or V. And you guys rock. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, homie.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy. There we go. Yeah. The Prids. I love that one. That's a good one. That's so funny. There is a local band called The Prids.